know if you. Oh, actually, I think I can.
I'll be able to. It's the same link as before, right?
Yeah, there we go. I'll put it up. There we go. Bam. And I'll put
Done.
it in group A, I guess. Let me know if
Yeah,
I
I mean
spam too much.
everyone can see everything, so it's all good.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, everyone can see general anyway.
All right. Well, round
So
one was pretty fun. Tackling
yeah,
Group B. Group A should be. I saw a little bit of the list yesterday. They should be a lot more fun, and I don't have a lot the same stakes here, so it'll be
yeah,
easy to
exactly.
discuss
So
things.
couple of things before. So firstly, we're back by popular demand. First of all, you had a lot of positive feedback internally for your presenting skills.
Yeah, three
Um,
guys said it. Job well done. That's a lot of positive feedback.
yeah, well, yeah,
Appreciate
that's
it.
quite a lot for the amount of people who've heard it. Group A didn't have a media personality that I know, so we've kind of volunteered to do this one as well.
Media
With
personality right here.
Yeah, exactly, because the other ones will still be. I mean, Chapman has already done Group D in his podcast. I haven't had a chance to listen to that yet, and Group C is down by Hammer Time. The other interesting bit was I had a question from the rankings committee about the event, which was intended to be only for UK and Irish gamers,
Oh,
and they asked me how come you're in it. Now this has got interesting background to it. Um, they raised it about a week before the event went live, and I asked them for some guidance on how I can filter if they want only locals. Give me a procedure. Do I have a list of people? What do I do? They didn't get back to me, so I didn't filter anybody out. Um,
appreciate it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, look, the thing is, if they'd said, anybody who's foreign remove, if they gave me a way to kind of do it fairly, because you can sign up as George Smith, right? And then what am I supposed to do to find out? So their kind of advice in my head boiled down to anybody who's got a non-English name, ask them where they're from in a really like aggressive manner.
It's kind of
So
well, I don't want to say racism, but that's profiling at least. I mean, I
yeah,
spent 7 years over at the UK. I'm pretty sure I can give you a postcode and a previous address.
yeah, that's exactly. You still registered at Yahoo's address in London, I'm pretty sure, for
I
your student
have
loan.
I have what's it called? That ID for working as well. Uh,
But
National ID.
yeah, of course. And the most awkward part for me was the problem with this is, as I said, for the last couple of lists, I don't actually know everybody on the scene. And the worst part is, I've still got this top table mentality, even though I'm getting shit results, where I play people and they're just random faceless peons on my way to victory.
Yeah.
So if I play somebody and they haven't beaten me and I've only just met them, I probably won't remember their name and face.
I
So I end up
mean,
asking a lot of people who I've already met, like, who are you? And they'll be like, you've played like 3 times. What the hell's wrong with you?
oh, you should ask for a postcode as well. I think on the next tournament.
So this luckily what happened is they had this decision. They didn't message me back because of this communication internally for them.
Sure.
So I didn't have to do anything. So hooray for me. And the next person who's running an event, that's kind of their problem now. So so I
So
got away with
basically,
it.
if I do win the event, I'll screw up everyone because I'll be taking the points and then they will be
For
disappearing.
technically, their requirements for the events are that it's somebody who's either UK and Ireland resident that they can prove somehow, or that they're in the last year's rankings. So the couple of foreigners who've come over to play like the English championships and stuff are allowed. So after you play this, you'll be on the rankings. So
Fuck yeah.
forevermore, you're now British, I think.
I
There's
don't have a
some,
passport. My brother does though. So
yeah, exactly. Just sign up for my brother's address in London with his name.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Who's gonna know?
Yeah, so that was a bit of an interesting clash, but the I guess the part of it is we kind of walked into it because I kind of had it in the back of my head that this might be a thing, even though they didn't give me anything to do, so I thought it's fine. But we didn't really keep a low profile, so that's kind of my bad, I guess.
Well, I mean, we shouldn't have to keep a low profile. I mean, we're discussing how you can cheat the system, but I wouldn't do it. I
No,
mean,
I mean I'm
and I
not even
assume you
angry.
wouldn't like. I'm gonna film my UK
No,
event with
absolutely.
around like
With
10 Bulgarians.
I'm absolutely understand where they're coming from because this is for context for you. This is like three guys and the four nations captains who form the rankings committee, and they've got to deal with a lot of like admin bullshit that nobody wants to do. So that's thought like I have no grudges there, but if they'd come back to me like 2 days earlier, I would have just had a terrible time TOing this because I would have messaged like 10, 15 people going, I don't know who you are.
Yeah,
Are
can
you
you
are you
send a
or
postcard, a
in the
postcard,
post? Yeah,
and
in the
a
postcard.
photo of the outside of your house, please?
Yeah. I mean, considering the amount of people who failed to sign up to Discord or sent me a list over WhatsApp or, tried to send me a list over WhatsApp or all sorts of other things, I think that would have broken a bunch of people.
Oh
If
yeah.
somebody signs up and you're like, who are you? Where do you live? They'll be like, what the hell? I'm not playing this. Fuck off.
Y-
So, yeah, that was just a bit of nationality gate at the beginning.
Mm, mm.
Try and share the Paul's podcast right there. Oh, shit. I think I forgot somebody has a podcast. This is from the commentary. Does Paul? Oh yeah, Paul does have a podcast.
Oh, I see it there.
Well, he should have done it.
Do you know
He
what?
should.
Do
He
you
should
know
have
what?
piped up.
We'll do the live stream obviously, but obviously I don't want to step on anyone's toes, and I will upload the footage on YouTube only if you give me a green go and talk
Yeah, yeah,
gringo.
absolutely, absolutely everything. Put it on YouTube. It's we're not being offensive to anyone. We're just saying a bit of interesting background information. This was really good formatting actually because of last time we had about an hour-long podcast for 12 lists, and if we had did the whole thing, it would be 4 hours, and nobody wants to listen to that. So anyway, with that out of the way, do you want to take the first list?
Right. Let's start with orcs and goblins. So we've got a goblin king, blah blah, on a gargantua, big spider that's immune to magic, or not immune, magic resistance. A shaman on a warboy with thaumaturgy and no defenses. A warlord on a warboar. Oh, I guess that's the bodyguard for the shaman. Paired weapons with a lot of agility, essence of mithril. That doesn't look too tough. 13 orc boar boys. Orcs, 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 trolls, orcs, orcs. A little bit of goblins. And 2 great green idols.
So it's interesting how you read lists because you actually go through them line by line. 'Cause I skim the list usually and see what the main theme is and then go into detail later.
Oh, I've done that before pairings, and then I've missed like 9 trolls somewhere, and I'm like, this list, what does it have? So I go through the lines really quickly. So
It's
it's a
not a
big
math.
unit of orc boar riders with 2 dudes in there, a couple of chaff pieces, well, not chaff, chariots, and 2 green idols, and a big gargantua that has magic resistance.
It's a monster mash list, right? You got the 3 green idols, the two idols and a spider, and then you have a little bit. You have some trolls to clean things up.
I
Oh,
I don't like
and the
this
rest.
list, cause
Yeah,
one
it's not my
thing,
favorite.
do I not see a BSB here?
The great idol at the back is the
Oh
PSP.
right, yeah, okay, good. There will be a major
So the
oversight.
cavalry unit is not really a fighting, like it's a support piece. It's quite cheap, 400 points for a unit that
I
keeps both the
don't
characters.
think it's cheap. It's 400 points the unit, but then you've got your whole command and caster combo in there.
They
Uh,
can hit quite hard as well, so they're not like a fun
I'm
card.
not too sure. The Orc Warlord is equipped with paired weapons, so strength 5, strength 6 on the charge, which not on the charge, first round of combat,
Yeah,
obviously.
first kind of combat.
Hitting first, but then no real threat. And I would say they would be kind of fine if he had shamanism, but thaumaturgy.
That's the one, yeah. This list should have really had shamanism for the sake of giving that, making sure that shaman can go into combat.
Yeah, now he's kind of naked. I mean, you get one dude to take the challenge of the warlord. I mean, you can just put attacks on the shaman, or he has to go out and he doesn't any. I mean, yeah,
I think anything that can deal with the warrior lists, which are 2 Feldrax and a third thing, can deal
can
with
deal
this.
with
It's like a
this.
slight worse version of warriors, basically.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea with the gargantua with a king on top, because just for a couple of extra points you get the goblin king on top that gives magic rest. I guess that was the
It's
whole
got
idea.
decent attacks as well, yeah. The shield breaker stuff is
Shieldbreaker is
is not
good
bad.
on paired weapons. What is it? 5ish, 5 AP 10
Shield breaker is
attacks.
it's AP6, but you can only wound on 3s, which doesn't matter because you have strength 4. So it basically means your Gargantua doesn't get stuck on armored stuff.
Yeah, but 625 points. Maybe it's worth it. I kind of like this. I want to see if this plays out as good as I think it is. It's like a big upgrade for the Gargantua, but it comes out of characters.
Alistair won, I believe, the Cardiff event last year, so he was like the Welsh champion,
All
I
right.
think. So he's
I
gonna be
would rate this under the well, not under. Um, uh, Worse than the average list
It's
in
hard
Group
because
A.
we reviewed the death group, and so our expectations are really high.
Uh,
This
I
is probably gonna come around just above middle, I'd say.
I'd say, well, I have to look the other ones, but I think this is the list isn't optimized. I
Yeah,
really dislike the trolls, especially when your warlord is on a wobble. So if you do make the charge and then you break something and overrun it, and the trolls are like, "Dude, where'd you go?" And
I really imagine the cavalry is not gonna be charging unless it's like last minute cleanup stuff.
so what'd you do? Take a charge with the cavalry?
Oh, you sit behind the trolls. You get the trolls. You put
Oh,
the
you put
cavalry
the
like.
trolls on front. Why do you pay for a cavalry? I mean, you can do the
I
same
don't really
thing
know.
with the guys being on foot in some random 15 orcs with crossbows.
I'm not really sure to be honest.
Yeah,
Why
okay.
the,
You didn't
the
make the
cavalry question.
lists. You don't
Yeah.
have all the answers, alright? I like the Gargantua with the king and the magic crest.
So basically, Alistair, Georgia likes the first two lines of your list, and the rest is shit. That's
First
kind of
one
it.
actually, because
First,
the
well, the
orc
obsidian,
shaman should be shamanism.
well, the obsidian rock's on line two, right? So that's
Okay, yeah. I like line 1 and 2. That's it. Alright, let's
cool.
continue then with. Oh, this looks like a demon list I'm gonna
Yeah.
enjoy. Look at this.
So I can take this if you want. So
Yes,
this is
please. It's
Ahmed
so fun.
running running slightly experimental demons. The
All the
background of
demons.
this is, you know how we've talked about this, how the demon specials are
Yeah, the
strongly
best
undercosted.
thing.
Yeah, he's minimized the characters to the bare minimum of having 4 spells. Has he got some extra stuff? 6 spells.
Probably.
I think Mark of the Eternal, he's got the 2 hereditaries in there.
Is that
So
what it
adaptive
does?
occasion. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Or the demons.
We
Sure. Yeah,
got
go on.
some. Yeah. Let me see what else is in the list while we're talking. I got to open my own screen. And
It's got it's got all the special things except the one thing that I really love, which
is
would be
what?
holders.
Yeah, but they don't fit in this, right? Because everything's under 300 points. And it's
Yeah,
expendable.
you don't want a big unit.
It's a good list. It's based on that German archetype of lots of demon MSU. Amit's also a very strong player. There is an aspect, I think, of slight experimentation here for the sake of fun. Because I don't think Myrmidons are probably worse than Lemirs, even in this setup. Because Lemirs just win everything. So I think Amit's gonna win his group. I think the demon list is 90% competitive, with a couple of little decisions that are for funsies. If Mark of the Eternal Champion is the magic that hereditary, he's got it in quite a few places actually.
I'm
in the Threshing
trying.
Engine.
I'm trying to find the mark of the eternal. If the bear is not a wizard, becomes a wizard, no spear of infinity. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
He's got 5 spears.
Okay,
and
so
then
he's got
4
all
spells.
the spears.
He's got 9 spells, not 4. So that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, he wants to shoot. He doesn't want to get stuck in combat because all his things are cheap and either they win or they die or crumble.
I mean, these things have. This list has a lot of output.
It does. It does.
Absolutely brutal.
It's not my favorite list, but the first thing I did when I started talking about with Anton about his demon list is like, what if you could take 4,500 points of blood flies? So 45
Yeah.
blood flies. Can someone deal with this? And the answer was, well, no. But blood
Please.
flies were different back then. Anyway, the idea is kind of the same. Get all the
Yeah, all the
cheap
good
stuff.
specials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the deals, all the values, all the.
This has got tools for everything. I mean, the Titan Slayer Chariot can do the heavy damage to high models. The Blood Flies pretty much hit everything. Threshing Engines need to be a bit pickier, but they pretty much hit everything. Brazen Glories for AP. So yeah. good stuff.
Yeah, it's decent. It's got a lot of stuff. I mean, it might overwhelm lists that are just a couple of big blocks that.
Like this will run through the orcs like no tomorrow.
Well, the
Just
orcs on top. Oh yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
like
no competition. Literally no competition.
cool. We do have pairings for this group ready, but we'll go to that later. Go
Okay,
to the
sure.
list first.
Yeah. All right. Gareth.
You can take the ogres.
August. Let's see. I spy one. I spy two mammoth hunters. So he's already missing one. A shaman, Travisman. One got lost on the way there. Scraplings, stuff. Oh, there it is. Tusk cavalry. That's the new thing. So my initial reaction is, why have three Tusker cavalry models when you can have another mammoth hunter, right? They have. Let's see. How are they equipped? Oh, he's on a rock, one of them. Okay, that changes things. I was wondering how he got up to 700 points. Then we've got
Okay, yeah.
one with Lance on a Tusker by himself. Eh,
It's a cavalry ogre list. Very weird. I haven't seen that before.
it is. He's got two big rocks, a Frost Mammoth, basically maxed out on monsters, and three Tusker cavalry, and I assume the hunter with the lance goes into one, and then you've got the tribesman shaman master. So initial reaction, it's a solid ogre list. It does something different from the normal ogre list, where you've got one less rock, probably three Tusker cavalry less, but you get a lot of mobility turn one. You know, the vanguarding mammoth hunter overload thingy. Um, I think those lists are a staple of the meta. I don't know about the UK meta, but I've seen them around tournaments. Uh,
Yeah. Hugh
for
Sky
a
and ran
reason.
something similar, I think.
Yeah, those lists are there for a reason. I think having one mammoth hunter less, and obviously these two can't vanguard, makes it into a different list, but in my opinion, a little bit worse. So if you can handle ogres at their best, as the meme
Yeah.
goes, you can handle these easily, I think.
Yeah, the list. I think it's better than you give it credit for because there's still a lot of heavy hitting potential. But
I'm not
again,
saying it's bad. I'm saying that the staple list with the three vanguarding hunters,
yeah,
Rock,
absolutely.
Tusker Cavalry, like three of them, and maybe a Jaunt or something like that, is just faster and just about the same amount of fight as
Yeah,
this one.
he's given up more than he's gained, definitely.
Yeah, that's the thing. I like Anton's play this, the Rock with magic resistance on a Mammoth Hunter. He did put something that heals the Rock, which I forgot what it was, but it was an interesting concept because you can't really magic it, you can't really shoot it because it.
Don't know what that could possibly be, but
Alright,
someone is gonna write it. If somebody's listening and knows what heals Rocks, please
well,
mention it.
one of the. Let me
It's
see how many people are
I mean,
listening. One of the 9 people.
Anton, great headhunter. There you go. Hey, 9 people is a lot of people. There's only 12 in the group, so
Headhunter, is it? At the end of melee phase on a 3+, the bear recovers model. Yeah, so for 30 points, what he did is, and I would have loved to see that here, cause he's got the ether icons, obviously being immune to well, not immune to magic. He's like,
just difficult to
don't
imagine.
magic something else, please. And obviously small arms fire still hurt.
He does have headhunter on there. It's right there.
Where is it?
The
Oh,
last one.
cool. All right, so my opinion of the list kind of increased.
So he gets cool points, please. Yeah. So
No,
the
it's not cool.
vampire-
It's really efficient. I mean, I've seen it on the tabletop. It's really efficient. He doesn't get shot at. He doesn't get magicked. And once he's into combat, he can start healing. I mean, the only issue with Headhunter is often you just wipe the unit before the Mammoth Hunter can actually attack.
Oh, bless you. Yeah, you just wipe it with a charge.
Yeah,
of the
and the
Rockor.
Headhunter's like, I've got nothing left. Can't do any damage.
No heads to hunt.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
especially on oh, paired weapons. Okay, paired weapons, good. I thought it was grey weapon for some reason.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm
Okay,
seeing it now.
I kind of like this list now. It might do better than the hunter list, kind of in a meta where you don't need fast units because everyone's smashing anyway. Um,
I think
So
the two saber tusks, however, are the saber tooth or error. They should have been the nobblers because the tigers are too slow for this kind of list.
you know they've what saber-toothed tigers? You mean?
Yeah. They don't vanguard on their own.
Doesn't matter. They are quite fast and mobile. I think that's just a chaff piece. You wouldn't
Yeah,
want
but
trappers. I think trappers is the one that you're thinking of, right?
yeah, trappers, because you can put them in front of, they scout in front of the army and they're roughly in the right place. Because all you do is shove them with the opponent to prevent,
It's not
so they
just
can
that
advance.
saber-toothed tigers can hunt down things apart from being chaff. In all
Well,
honesty, trappers
kind of.
can't. They are more mobile. Saber-toothed tigers. They just come in a turn late, so they don't go. They don't come turn one. They come turn two.
All right, fine. Let's give him. Let's see what it does. We'll see what
To
he's
be
paired up
honest,
against him.
I want to see the other lists, but this for me, I don't know, dude. Let me start by saying that out of all these people, I, well, I've played with some of them, but I want to be objective towards the list. I think this is a very strong contender for top three. This
Okay,
list,
fair enough.
but
I
I
haven't
want to
seen
see
the
the
other
other
list before.
lists.
I've actually not seen. I haven't skimmed any of the lists. The only thing I've seen is copy pasting them into the sheet. So
Yeah.
that's all.
All right, let's go
Okay.
with Gio. Look at that. Now this is a list. He has a whole page to himself.
This list. So Gio sent me a list a bit too late, and he sent it to me with Battlescribe formatting over WhatsApp at like 1 in the morning,
Oh,
and I was like, dude, in the inbox, please, proper
did he,
formatting.
did he at least meet the deadline?
No, no,
No.
he did not. No,
All
he was
right.
out drinking. A lot of people, because I made a deadline Friday so we could do all the seating thing, and at least 2 or 3 people messaged me going, "Oh, I'm out drinking. I forgot." And I was like, because I let people resubmit. You know, send me a list. Send me a list on Tuesday. If you
Send me
change your mind by
anything.
Friday, yeah, send me a real list. And if you change your mind, I don't mind. But
Yeah.
send me a thing. Anyway, so
You go over this.
Imagine this whole entire thing in Battlescribe in WhatsApp. It was like 3 screens to scroll through. Absolute.
Yeah, I can imagine it. Look at that. It's so
Um,
many characters. Just
I mean, Marcus has played this sort of thing before. It is actually very strong, but if you look at it properly, it's got. So this is my mechanic of skimming the list.
go
It's
on.
got 8 trolls, which is the anchor of this whole entire thing.
You're just looking at the points on the left hand side, and everything else is just garbage around.
No, not really, because the Ed Bashers aren't all that. I mean, they're really good for core, but they still fold to most elite things.
Hmm.
And then an issue is if you have this kind of millions of bits and pieces and crap, you actually want a bit more shooting. I don't think scrap wagons really help here. 4 ballistas is good. Could have taken
Doom.
2 git launchers.
Yeah,
Then,
git
yeah,
launchers.
git launchers, or even a catapult's fine. Behind it, I can see he's got master on thaumaturgy, adept of pyromancy.
Yeah, that's a good
Um,
combination for
Yet another character that's a bit tougher.
which
3
one?
trash characters.
Oh,
He's
the
got the
Warlord.
orc warlord. Yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah.
nothing special, but he's pretty decent. He's on foot to be fair.
Yeah, Omen of the
Um,
Apocalypse though, he hits for like a truck
He's
though.
he's really point efficient. Yeah, he's 470 points for something that hits strong. He's got 2 up armor, and I think he's a feral one, so 5 up ages as well.
Yeah, and D3 attacks and strength.
Plus these 3 attacks, plus these 3 strength, and maybe some soft stats as well.
Yeah,
Something like that. It's strong.
it is.
And then a bit of goblins, but overall it feels a bit disjointed. I don't know why there's 32 Nashers in one unit. That doesn't match the rest of the list, I don't think.
Well, if you
So
split them up, I mean, one issue here I might say would be the leadership bubble and the BSB. Hold on, where's the BSB again? Oh, there it
he's
is,
the
Goblin
last
Chief.
Goblin
Yeah.
Chief, yeah.
Alright, so as I said, it's a 12-inch BSB, 12-inch Warlord, everything else. There'll be a lot of panics, a lot of fleeing, a
I
lot
mean,
of things breaking.
almost everything is immune to panic here, to be fair. In fact, the only thing that can panic is the goblins, I think.
Well, the Goblin Chiefs shouldn't be immune
The
to panic.
no, well, the goblin chiefs are.
Well,
I
you've
don't know. I
got
think
the
that
Ed Bashers and the Trolls. Those shouldn't panic because they should be
those don't
close.
panic, and then the Nashers I don't think panic.
Oh yeah, but
And
the,
I
you're
I
right. The
think the cave
Nasher,
Nashers don't.
the
I think the
Nasher
cave Nashers
herd.
don't panic either.
Sorry.
Yeah. I think the characters don't panic either, quite possibly.
Oh, those are on Nashers. For some reason, I thought they might be on chariots. I
So
should
he's
read
gonna
the
have
list.
he's gonna have this thing in the middle, which is like the Ed Bashers together with the trolls in the leadership bubble,
Yep.
with one unit of goblins behind them, kind of supporting one unit somewhere else, and everything else around that is meant to anchor your flanks. Which is why I'm
Mm.
saying like the scrap wagons don't really help with that. I don't think. So either normal chariots, even though they're slightly more expensive, or more shooting would have probably been slightly better. But in the grand scheme of things, that is only 300 points of 400 points of
Inefficiency.
inefficiency because goblins can bring just the world. So it's
Yeah,
quite a
that's
good
true.
list.
It is. Although for this, I think this list is kind of a worse version of the demon list. Um, so the demon list could definitely go through this easily, and basically it does the same thing that the demon list does, but I think worse.
But slightly worse.
More
Yeah, this is
models, but kind a lot
yeah,
worse. I
yeah.
think.
This is why the orcs and goblins normally lean into a bit more shooting, so you have the option to stand off if you want to.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I love the Traumaturgy and Pyromancy combination. So he has a strong magic phase
Yeah,
against everyone, but that's about it. You shut down the magic, and you've got what
I mean
50
you've got
goblins and 4
a
skewers.
million models, a million models to deal with. But yeah, I think you'll do okay.
Top 3, I don't think so.
No, no.
Middle, upwards, like top 1/3. Top
It's
5,
worth
maybe.
noting that I think the orc characters are snipe. The warlord is snipeable, which is not good in a meta full of evocation. Because then you got trolls that just kind of
Yeah,
fail.
kind of. Also, the Witch Doctor is snipeable.
There is an obsidian rock somewhere I spotted on one of the
Oh, yeah,
no,
there
one
is.
of the
On
goblins.
the
Yeah,
small goblins.
the goblin protects the other goblins, but then yeah, the orc just takes it in the face.
Well, yeah. Alright, let's go down, and we have demons. You do this one.
Yeah, I mean I just did that one, so you can do Jack if you want.
Okay, sure. We've got a Deceiver, Traumaturgy, okay, Harbinger of Other Chaos, a small Evocation Adept, Guiding Mirror Scales, okay, Dark Height, 25 Succubus, 11 Imps, 10 Imps, Fiends, Eidolons, Mageblight Gremlins. I actually have to check what those.
These
Are
guys like
those the spellcasters?
no, they're the guys that ambush um, by next to wizards and stuff.
I.
And
Oh
somebody just
right,
messaged the
right.
entire list of things scouts. It's so Jack's kind of almost known for taking really extreme nonsense stuff and doing quite well with it. But Dark Hide makes you scout in your own zone. So I think it basically deploys nothing because
And
everything's got Dark Hide
tries to go
and,
first.
and tries to go first without giving away his
Position.
positioning at all. Which is, I think the Furies deploy normally because I think you have to deploy one unit. By the furries. Thanks, Ali. The furries. So yeah, I mean, on Jack's roster, I've seen him take the weird dwarf list that's only got seekers, basically, and I've seen him take UD that they're all like toughness 5.
Hmm.
This is, I think, another one of his slightly weird experiments. He does do really well with these lists that are objectively bad because it's usually exploiting a
Yeah,
gimmick.
yeah. I mean, there's a point
Um,
where you've played enough Warhammer. It's like the ogre list. People know what it does, so they're more comfortable. You bring them
yeah.
out of their comfort zone, and even if your list is statistically worse, people are like, I don't know what to do here because I've never played against this, and they're more um, tend to do more mistakes or misplays.
Yeah, I think that's gonna win him a game here or there, but Jack would be very surprised if you qualify for knockouts with this.
I mean, the Claude Fiends, I really dislike that. I think those are the worst special choice, but I think he brings them for a reason.
They're incredibly fast. So when you
Yeah,
deploy,
I know they are.
yeah,
When you deploy stealthily and then you march them, and you might get a flank turn too. Like
it's
people would
more
be,
that
I
I mean
can't deal with this.
the entire army is gonna focus into a single point on the opponent, and he has brought the wizard master. So if the opponent tries to castle to not let that happen, he's gonna drop comments on the head.
Not too sure because you can move away from comets.
I mean, a lot of
Allegedly.
armies, can't, but yeah.
Allegedly.
I think most
Yeah.
armies here can. This is probably better for a slightly different meta, if I'm honest. On the other hand, these demons are very susceptible to being shot, and there hasn't been a lot of shooting so far.
Yeah. If only Geo hit it. If only Geo brought a lot more shots.
Yeah. Well, he has 50 goblins to shoot, but they're not really gonna do
Oh
anything.
man, I so wish I was in this group. Just I'm not halfway through it. I'm like, I could table this
Yeah.
with my eyes
Oh,
closed.
well, that's the thing. B is the death group for a reason.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Should we do
Let's
Josh?
go to the
I'll
someone
do Josh.
else.
I'll do the elves. The elves honor.
Yeah, do the elves.
Cool. The only elf in the event. Uh, wood elf in the event. Sylvan elf. Sorry.
Yay! That
Elf elf.
gets points for style there.
Um, gets points for yeah for dragon definitely shamanism with magical heirloom. So I imagine there's no other casters. Nope. So that's pretty point efficient because the
Uh,
yeah it really is because the wizard is like 400 and something points normally.
it's point efficient for a reason, man.
Yeah, yeah, I know. But he's got a lot of other crap that's vulnerable to the same stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, he's got Forest Prince with a teleporty thing with Blade Dancers. Okay, so he's gonna have 11. Yeah, there we go. 11 Blade Dancers to teleport around.
Yeah.
Excellent. Um, bunch of archers, bunch of dryads, and then 4 units of flying things. So the list is basically 5 units of flyers, one teleporting thing, and then a bunch of core behind it.
Which hopefully doesn't get pinned.
Uh,
Unfortunately, it has a shitty dragon.
I mean, the dragon's fine in this because otherwise you have a wizard that's kind of just a big dragon things. At least this one can contribute.
You know, I played one team tourney. I think
Yeah,
the whatever with dark elves, with a sorceress on a dragon.
yeah. And the
She
sorcerer's
is
lost his game.
a lot more fighty, a lot more resilient,
Yeah,
and the I lost 2 or 3 out of the games because the dragon just went somewhere or broke off dead or something like this. So I think if the dark elves can put the caster on a dragon, I don't think the Sylvan elves should.
I mean, I don't think this plays like this at all. So this is again a bit of a different thing because this barely has any range pressure. This is almost a full-on combat list that's really quick.
It
So
is.
all,
That's why it has shamanism and not
yeah,
druidism, for example. It's all
yeah,
about getting somewhere fast
yeah, in combat,
and buffing with
kill the shit.
strength
Yeah.
and
I mean, Kestrels aren't gonna fight warriors, demons, and orcs, which is what most of the tourney is.
yeah, I
So
know, right?
that's
It's like
really
it's
unfortunate
like
for Josh.
made to kill things like Empire and kind of shitty dwarves and something like that.
So
I can't see this working. It's a cool concept. If he had 1,000 more points, maybe. If I don't know.
this is
Honestly, I don't know.
in my head. This is the same as Jack's list. It's just weird, janky things for fun.
Oh no,
Um,
but
qualified.
well, the difference is Jack plays demons, and demons
But demons just win by being
they
demons.
well yeah, often they do. So it's like, haha, I got you, I win,
Yeah,
and on the off chance that the opponent's like, no, I got you, I know what you're doing, and the demons will are like, well, you know what? Then I'll just pass 4 out of my 5 world saves and still win, even though
you
you've
should
outplayed me. Fuck you.
put the link to your demon rant at the end of the podcast. At the
Oh
end of the
yeah,
cast.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I'll put
It's
put the
worth noting
demon right.
worth noting Forest Eagles are 50 mil, not 40 mil, so they're just a really fat unit as well.
They are
So
fat, but they're cheap because the first one is 100 points, I think, and then the other
yeah,
one's a 30. So why not just make a unit?
the reason you don't normally make unit is because then they start panicking. So that's the thing. But we'll see what
Aren't they
happens.
pretty high leadership for a
They're
like
8, but like
8? It's like a
anything.
fucking eagle. We've got eagles in real life. They're not leadership 8. They're not the same leadership as a human. You,
like a magic.
you
Gandalf.
can you can't
Magic.
just like eagle hold the ground and he's like, yeah, man, I've got leadership 8. It's fine.
Uh,
But yeah,
yeah.
they've got high leadership and a lot of wounds, although they tend to die in droves. But
Have-
it's only a 200 points unit. I mean, that's
I mean,
fine.
this is like a hobby club list. I, if I see this at ETC, I'll be like,
Oh no, I think this is a filthy list against novice players because it doesn't follow the normal kind of Warhammer rules,
so
infantry
yeah.
and things. But I don't think it will do well against, as you said, demons,
So what we're saying
warriors,
is anybody who loses to
etc.
Josh loses because they're a noob. So
Oh yeah, definitely. So Josh, you can keep attack, and whoever you win, we can make fun of them. Whoever you
yeah,
win against, we can make fun of them. All right, let's
cool,
go Inferno Duels. This one's yours, yeah.
cool. Fernie. So Fernie is a highborn elf player who's clearly got fed up of losing games. Um, and decided to play some bent dwarves. This is still hard for me to just look at and get what's going on immediately. Two Inferno engines, so same the two tanks like I ran them kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
Uh, one ballista fine, two blobs of disciples of Luger, which are basically undercosted infantry.
Yep.
Um, 37 vassals.
That's a. Oh, those are the vassals. Yeah.
Weird. I think. Oh, okay, he's got a dwarf on the seat that lets him join the vassals. Oh, fine. That's
What's
a bit
that?
of a weird.
Can you explain
So
that? The dwarf on the sea that
yeah,
lets.
you know, like the dwarven shield bearers. This is
Yeah.
kind of like, but it makes their movement value the same as the hobgoblins. So they basically join the hobgoblin unit
Sure.
because normally they're not allowed to.
Sure. Sure. Yeah, but why would you do that? I mean, what's the
I
benefit?
don't know. There isn't really one, especially
Surely,
if you got.
surely, if
Yeah,
something goes into the vassals, they kind of demolish them. They're strength 3 infantry, right? Spear and
yeah,
shield, sure, yeah. Flaming standard,
I think he's gone for hoping they have high output because he's given them spears and flaming standard. But I think
and
for an
makes the opponent flammable with.
yeah, I think you're gonna be disappointed, Bernie, if I'm honest. I think they maybe get some sort of minor fighting bonus from the dwarf, but I'm not sure. Nothing noteworthy anyway. So yeah, not ideal. And his profit, yeah, battle focus. There we go. They get battle focus, so they get to hit reasonably, and then they roll to wound. But they're still just
They are
goblins.
still, yeah, strength 3. I think,
I
like
think that
any infantry that has. They've got 5 up armor, I assume, right? Light armors and the shield?
yeah. So the entire list basically same as the list I ran, kind of is based on whether the tanks can beat things up. He hasn't taken anything that's fast. So he's got four infantry blocks, citadel guard, and two tanks.
Well, he doesn't
Uh,
have a lot of range pressure as well. The tanks have stuff on top of them,
the stuff
but
on this is a flamethrower. That's nothing noteworthy.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a combat list that advances slowly. It's actually okay in the meta where everyone advances because he doesn't have to worry about getting shot off as much. But
Um,
I think what is going to happen is the tanks do randomly die to stuff because they're armor 3 up.
yeah,
Means,
yeah. You do a couple of small arms fire, do 2 wounds, because you've rolled a couple of 6s, and it's not like the Imperial tank where they 1 up. So,
it's up there, but I think it's going to fold.
so no top 3 here, right?
Sorry, Fernie.
All right, let's go towards the next demons. Look at that. It's like every second list is like, "Oh, bring the demons." I'm sure they're fine.
Paul does have a podcast that I completely forgot about, so sorry, Paul.
Yeah, just as a professional courtesy, which is a nice special rule. We're not gonna upload the YouTube video, so, well,
No,
without.
he's not gonna. He hasn't told me he's doing a review, so.
I mean,
fine.
that's fine. I'll wait a couple of days or until you give me the
It's
green
fine.
light
I'm
to do
sure
it.
she can put it up on.
All right, let's
YouTube.
see. So we took his podcast. Let's trash talk his list now. Sentinel of Nokuja, Strixen Spirit, Traumaturgy, Assume Wizard Master, Iron Husk Charge Tentacle, Harbinger of Father Chaos, Myrmidons, Lemurs, Imps, Holders, blah, Hope Harvesters twice. Oh, alright. Yeah, it's a decent list. Worse than your run-of-the-mill demon list. I don't know what the imps are doing here, to be honest.
It's because he's trying to get the spell count up. He's only got an adept as a secondary caster. So 6 spells is
He's-
usually not quite enough for demons.
Yeah, but surely there are better ways to get. I mean, he's got the harvesters.
I don't think the imps even have spells here. I stand corrected.
Yeah,
Give
they
me the
might not. I mean, I just see 10 imps, no champion.
Yeah, no spells. I don't know. I played against this in one of the team events or a previous version of the same list against Paul, and it's a little bit clunky. The Hope Harvesters are the big ones.
Mhm.
2 of them you don't have enough veils to feed them both. They take up a lot of space. The
They
Sentinel
do.
is a standalone Sentinel, which is slightly worse.
Blazing Glory is standalone as well, so if you can handle it, it's. I mean, even if it hard counters you, you might just do a couple of wounds and then it's kind of
mean-
harmless.
I remember marking this list as a green with my Highborn Elves, and then getting the green, but it was iffier than I like it to be.
Oh,
So
because it's demons, yeah.
demons,
I mean, no.
But it
But
could've
it
been
could be, it could. I mean, it's a good list because it's a demon list, but it's not a good demon list. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I like the. I mean, he's got the six quarters with the scales. Sometimes they just win straight up
Yeah.
against.
That's true.
I mean, anything.
Everything. If mirror
Traumaturgy.
if mirrored scales proc, you just win game.
Yeah, although they're not supported by evocation in no way, which is kind of sucky. Evocation is amazing with hoarders, because reroll to wound, -1 toughness, all of these auto hits that the hoarders have are just amazing. Traumaturgy
What
has -1 toughness sometimes.
out of just as a side note, the live stream has gone blurry for me. I don't know if that's just my just for me or for everybody else.
I shouldn't be. I mean, if we get
Sorry.
some feedback from the chat, I might see if.
I live like in a forest in the middle of nowhere, so it's probably my internet. Okay, that's cool. As long
Guillermo
as I don't
says
miss
fine for me. So yeah, I'm
it.
completely disregarding your comment.
Sure.
And get better internet, you fucking caveman. Right, Dwarven Holtz. All yours, buddy.
Okay, what we got here? Um, no more machines. Okay, that's a choice. I don't know what
A
is. I can't.
lifestyle choice, right?
Choice. Three copters, lone copters, fine. So we're trying going for battlefield control here because you got a Vengeance Seeker as well. Uh,
Miners.
miners, so more battlefield control. And what are we controlling for? We got a Dragon Seeker in some Seekers. That's good.
Is he rune of smashing, rune of quickening?
Uh, he's missing a rune, so that's not good. So the runes are multiplicative, right? So if you're gonna get two of them,
Yeah,
you
get
may
the
as well
third
get
one. Like one extra
um,
attack and things like that.
yeah, so that's a bit of a
Right.
design bit.
What were the runes on smashing?
I
Was it
can
D3
tell you
wounds?
I can tell you what they do. So if you bring the list back up, so smashing is the one that increases your strength to 10 against toughness 5 or more.
Okay.
Quickening is +3 agility.
Sure.
So
Yeah, that makes sense. He strikes first. That's fine.
does double wounds. He's it's a good build. He just should have had an
Should
extra
get
attack for
extra
30
attack, right? Yeah.
swing one more thing. Runic Smith and Anvil with basic equipment, fine. So we get spells to support. Basic Tane with some defenses and Holdstone, and a War Throne guy with destruction and 2 times might. So this is the 6 wounds, 1 up armor, another Holdstone. Oh, because he's got warriors and greybeards. Okay. Um, it's a very old school list. So it's basically 2 blocks, three if you count the seekers, but it hasn't got any shooting pressure. So it requires the opponent to run
Into
a
movement
block.
3 dwarves. Movement
Yeah. The
March
thing
9
about
dwarves.
copters, which are really good for controlling the field normally, is they do bleed points. So you've got like 800 points that can be picked up at range, and you have no way to catch that up. So I don't know. In this format, there is a chance that everybody he plays is gonna run at him, so he might win 4 games. But I'd be very disappointed in everybody if that's what happens.
Well, that's kind of like the Infernal Dwarfs we discussed yesterday. I mean, yeah, if everyone runs at him and he smashes them in return, then sure. But
It has 2 rocket batteries and offensive magic. That's a whole different
I
thing.
know,
This
I
has
know, this is like the same concept. I mean, it's got that banner of the Relentless Company. I mean, it goes in your face really quickly, but afterwards they are still dwarves. You just reform and move away from them, and it's like I can't do
I
anything.
this list with 2 cannons, and I took it to 3 TCs, and I got it to about 12 points average, which is not good enough to be in the top 2 of the group.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
think
I
this is-
remember.
I mean, if I'll be surprised. Definitely not a one for me.
So, let me ask you this: how do you value 2 Holdstones? I think that's a bit overkill, right?
They're very cheap, so I don't rate them, but they cost 30 points, so fine, whatever.
Hmm.
It's one body, so you get both your units to be able to take a flank. Holdstone's a weird thing, right? Because you trigger it when you're. It's a bit pointless to take Holdstone and all these little units to control the battlefield. Because if you're controlling the battlefield, you shouldn't be getting flanked.
Yeah,
So
exactly. That's my point.
it's kind of doubled up on.
Well, what about the character? He looks really shitty for a king that's 670
No, no.
points.
The throne gives him 1 up armor and he's got 6 HP. So he has natural stats.
He has strength 6 D3 wounds. Is that it?
Yeah.
That doesn't go through most casters. On most TRA fighters.
He beats up most tier A fighters just by virtue of having more wounds than them. So he just kind of sits around. Because he's got the shield as well, right? So it's 1 up armor, shield wall, which is 5 up or 6 up, 6 HP. He's got magic, so all the defensive spells. The
Yeah,
defensive
yeah,
ones.
yeah, I guess that's fine. He doesn't have magic res. I think Runic Smith gives one.
Runic Smith is 1, and the dwarves have the thing that all your spells are a bit hard as well,
Mm.
harder to dispel. So, yeah. It's hard to get points out of, but all these extra copters and stuff are gonna like seekers die as well. So it's just a weird combination of things that are with no outreach but bleeding points, I think. But obviously, I'm kind of very dismissive of dwarves in general, so probably biased
Yeah.
slightly.
Chances of this doing well, they kind of exist, but I doubt it. I mean, he can smash a couple of people easily, I think. But
Against this list, he doesn't smash. People smash themselves. It's like this is like
that's what I
sharp
mean.
pebble.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
He places a sharp rock on the floor, and then if you step on it, like it's your fault.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Right. Let's go. Now, see, this is a tight list that that I like. Look at this. Look at how
Yeah.
clean and
You can do
tight
this.
it is. All right, Warriors of the Dark. I can do this. All right, so a lot of different things in this list. So we've got one dude that takes care of magic. Check. We've got core with great weapons. Check, and everything else. Just give him great weapons. You're fine. Check. So the list has three things. Literally three things. Easy to discuss. I mean, let's see. Evocation dude on a great weapon. Great weapon. Infantry doesn't make a lot of sense. He's got Rod of Battle. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. 40 barbarians with great weapons. 40 barbarians.
Minimal
This
core
is
spot on.
such garbage. I can't even. It's
You
like
did say meme list. It's the third meme list in this group.
this is unimaginable trash. In all honesty, I can't see where the Chosens are better than the Feldrax. I can't see why he has taken evocation. He has.
Chosens have insane output, right?
They
They've got
do.
some
They've got 3
30
attacks each.
30 attacks per unit. I think the strength 6.
Oh, they're
maybe
Wrath. Hold on, Wrath
I-
gives them lightning attacks, right?
Yeah, so they don't strike last.
Oh,
so-
okay, yeah, that kind of changes it, but not by a lot. Prepare to be outpositioned. So everything, any list with 2 monsters should definitely demolish these because they're gonna put, I'd say, what, 3 Pterodons or light cavalry into the front and then a monster right at the corner of
I,
that.
I maybe, but then you're gonna wipe out all the Pterodons and hold against the monster.
Yeah, you're still gonna take 400 points worth of damage. Those are toughness 4, 4 plus armor, right?
Uh,
Or am I missing something?
no, they're four up.
They
Four up.
die a lot. They've got no defense.
They have 2 wounds each.
I know they do have 2 wounds each, but let's see. For example, like any monster in the flank has to tank 6 strength 6 attacks, and he's gonna do 500 points worth of damage, and might break them. Oh, he'll definitely break them, because you need to kill a dude to break their steadfast.
It's whether, yeah, it's whether he does get flanked. But
He's
I
got
agree with you.
no battlefield control.
It's a
He is
joke
gonna
list.
get flanked.
I think you're gonna get screwed, right? This is where the dwarfs are gonna mess you up, which is depressing. Because you have no play against them, so yeah.
I mean, he's got no play against them. I think he doesn't have. Do you know what's the funniest thing is? I'm pretty sure. What's this? 3,000 points of chosen. I'm pretty sure 1,000 points of holders are gonna take care of all the 4 units. Cause you do know what happens with chosen with great weapons against hoarders, right?
Yeah, I mean they're gonna do one. I mean,
For every wound you do on the hoarders, you do almost.
yeah, one unit of hoarders will take 2 of these. He won't take all 4, but he'll take 2.
I know, but if you could have a unit of 1,000 points holders, they'll just take everything.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, 2 units of hoarders will take off this entirely.
Yeah, with the barbarians, with the sorcerer, everything.
Yeah, everybody all together.
Everybody getting here. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's a list that
I mean, he
says
knows.
I want
He
to roll
knows.
the dice and hit
Yeah.
with gray weapons.
Well, I mean, Raf was just with us in the wings, and we tried really hard. We finished second in that.
We did
So
finish seconds. No thanks
so
to yours truly though. I feel like I got
you got
carried.
carried a little
So
bit. It's fine.
he might be up
He
for
just
a
wants to play
meme list now and let's try
pretty much.
harding. Just smash things. All right,
Cool.
let's look at the another Warriors of Chaos list. This looks more like tournament orientated. Well, you do the honors here.
Well, this is Rory, right? We played with Rory before. Um, when he took that weird unit of chosen knights that was just there for no reason, and
Which
it
is
cost
not
him
here
every game.
now.
Not here now.
Coincidence?
So, so well done, Rory, for finally dropping that horrible unit. Other than that, this is really typical. I don't know what to comment on. There's nothing outstanding. This it's all
It's
cavalry
Feldrax.
and
Feldrax.
Feldrax. Yeah, it's two big Feldrax, Sorcerer Herald, fine, and then two into threes. Fine.
Battle Shrine.
Solid.
Solid list. Yeah, I think
Solid, yeah.
this for me is a contender for top 3.
I agree, because there's been enough meme lists in this group that just a solid tournament list can win its way upward.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we are kind of regressing to people kind of solving some of the armies, and this looks strong. Obviously, this looks stronger than the previous list, but you can't really optimize this list. I mean, you can change a few things, but I'd say this list is as good as Warriors can, as good as it gets.
There's a couple
With
of other
regards to
builds that
Warriors.
are good actually.
Oh
The
yeah, there are
stamina-
other builds, but I can't really say you should change this so that it
Oh, okay,
works
yeah.
together. And he's got experience with it. But yeah, top 3 contender for me, definitely.
Yeah, he's got experience losing with this every way, so now you know what not to do. Go for it.
And I mean, people say it's an easy group, but he needs to play
Oh, it's
against
not a-
demons.
Rory is actually a good player. He's had a tough luck, or just in kind of high-end games where one little mistake or a slightly badly written list will cost you the whole game.
Oh yeah,
And obviously Rory
that's awful.
either get 20 or get 20. So
Yeah.
I think he's gonna start 20ing people in this group now.
Yep. I like the Exalted Herald in this group where there's not a lot of shooting, so he should make some points there. Good choice. I mean, he obviously didn't make it on like knowing the group, but I mean,
I
out
mean,
of
the Herald-
everything, nothing shoots. I mean, look at this list. He would be
Oh,
destroyed in
Steel's
Group B.
Steel's got four skewers, but yeah, that's
You
about
know,
it.
4 skewers don't have 4 shots on one thing. You just
but
go on the
the-
side where only 1 or 2 of them see you.
Also, the Herald can hide behind Feldrax because he's not monstrous. So it doesn't. As soon as you take Feldrax, you're just kind of safe. From that kind of
Alright,
stuff.
and let's check. What is it, the
The last
5th warrior list out of
Yeah,
12?
this is the warrior group. you can
Which
take
kind of
this
sucks for the ONGs and is kind of good for the demons.
I mean, ONGs are traditionally good against warriors. It's just that these ONGs are not built for it, I don't think.
Alright, let's see. Feldrag, big Feldrag with extra agility. Already dislike that. Sorcerer with on a dragon. Occultism. What's the weird
This-
stone?
I have no idea.
I think
this,
it's a common magic item.
No, I don't think so.
Is it a warrior magic
never-
item?
I think it's a warrior thing. Worth noting that this dragon doesn't fly, because apparently the warriors of Chaos Dragon, warriors of Dark Gods, you gotta buy the flight separately or something.
This hit is oh, it's a charm shield. Okay.
Fine.
I mean, it's how,
It's really cheap.
how
yeah.
much? How much is the flight?
I don't know, but it's definitely a mistake. It's not on purpose.
You sure? No, it might be.
No, as in the chat earlier, it was definitely pointed out, and it was. I don't think this was intentional.
Oh right. So Tom would be like, I wish my dragon could fly, but
Well,
it still works
the
without
warriors
it. I think
they fly slower than they walk, so it's not a big deal.
it is a big deal. But yeah, never mind.
Super cheap, it's fine.
Right, let's see.
And-
And then another evocation sorcerer with Destiny's Call and Ranger's Boots. What's
Speed.
what? I know it's
Ranger's Boots is-
speed. You've got 4 up, 4 up. So this is just like I really want to run away when things go bad.
It's a weird pick, definitely.
No, it's let's see, 40 barbarians, some warriors with core, 10 warrior knights with great weapons, wrath. Okay, so this is the punch
Yeah.
mechanism. 3 Feldrex, battle shrine, flayers and flayers. Uh, Obviously, I think this list is worse
Yeah.
because why have a Feldrex ancestor with paired weapons, etc., etc. When you can have 2 Feldrex almost for the price of
Yeah,
the
that's the thing.
ancestor.
Character one is stronger, but it's not twice as strong as the
Yeah,
two.
that's the thing. I mean, I, I can't see why. I think this is a meta choice. The supernatural dexterity is obviously a meta choice, but I don't know what he was expecting
I
to spend
thought
so
war.
much points on it.
I don't know. Maybe
Is
to
he
beat
is
up
he
other
in the
Feldrich?
ancestor? Is he in the character?
Yeah.
Okay, let's
He's
see.
like he's got like 8 HP and lots of 7 attacks or something. It's quite
Strength 7, 7 attacks, offensive, 6 attacks but 7 with additional hand weapons. Offensive 7, agility 3, becomes a 6, becomes a 7 on the charge.
on the charge. Yeah.
6
It's a weird one.
otherwise.
It's
Yeah.
not cool.
3 up
It's not
armor,
great.
defense. Yeah, it's not. I wouldn't say that's efficient. He's really susceptible to shooting.
Apparently the dexterity is just +2, so it's agility 5.
So
I
he's
guess that
agility 5. So basically, he can go before.
hits
What?
before monsters. Like I
Well,
guess it's designed to fight monsters, maybe.
well,
Maybe.
so are Feldrax. Feldrak Elders do the same against monsters.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of
Not a
this.
fan. Okay. What else? Source Wasteland Dragon that doesn't fly. And he shouldn't fight with it. Right, let's see. 816 light troops, breath weapon. So just a normal dragon, the way I see it. With a sorcerer with paired weapon, hero's heart. I feel like I feel like this is a very cool tabletop display army, but since we're playing Universal Battle, the whole mysticism and the whole feel of the army is kind of removed, right? So
Yeah, it's a weird one,
I can see
definitely.
the sorcerer on a dragon next to a Feldrak, being like a nice looking army, but when it comes to, when it comes to actually trying to win, this looks inefficient. It might still do the job because, well,
It's because
Feldrax,
warriors have the stats to kind of
they
punch their
do,
way
they
through.
do.
So.
But a
But
dragon that doesn't fly and is 700 650 points. That's inefficient. Feldrake Ancestor is inefficient. Sorcerer with Destiny's Call and Range's Boots is super inefficient. I don't get this. Uh, why
I
do you
don't
need
really
it?
understand
What's the
that.
plank
No,
here? Destiny's Call protects you from maybe a couple of turns in combat.
I
Ranger
feel like
Boots,
maybe the idea is to run out,
yeah,
so
but
the big guys don't have to be stuck in challenges or something.
no, that's fine. I get it, but you don't need those 2 items. Those 2 items could be like 15 barbarians that just walk around with the sorcerer, and they provide the um, same bunker and safeness that these 2 items do.
Yeah,
Because
as for
when the sorcerer leaves, a 500 point model having 4 up armor, 4 up ward save, you're gonna allocate your shooting at it, your magic at it. The Destiny's Call doesn't prevent his death if he's out of the unit.
yeah, I know. I've had elves leave units with that sort of defense
Yeah,
often
maybe
enough
for
when
one turn, the
one
last
turn. Yeah,
turn.
it's a weird pick. I don't know what he was going for, so I can't really defend it. It's definitely weird. I think the standard bearer, the wasteland torch is a bit weird. The 10 warrior knights being in one unit feels like slight overkill to me.
With
Um,
Wrath, right? So we've got what, 15. Do they get 2 attacks supporting?
I think it's just the one.
So
There's a
15
banner
strength 6
strength six.
attacks.
Yeah.
on the charge with high initiative, but hitting on threes. Well, he's got 3 Feldrak's, which is a good choice.
I
One
guess
attack
it's
support, right?
I guess it would have been better if it was 2 units of 5. This unit split into 2 would have been better. Immediate.
It costs more, right? But still.
I'm not sure it costs that much more because once you split it, you stop worrying about the standard bearer. So it probably works out roughly to the same thing. Like warrior knights in 5s are embarrassingly cheap.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. So another warrior list, I'd say. Well, my whole grading system kind of falls apart here.
Collapse, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
Amit is the favorite in the group. I think we said about Rory that his list is competitive enough.
I think those
And
would
you
be
had a
my 2
favorite.
picks.
You had a favorite. No, you had Gareth as your third, I think, with the weird ogre,
Oh yeah,
vampire
yeah.
ogre. Armor. But I
Let's
think
see. I now that I know that there's 5 warriors around, let's see if these ogres can actually do anything against them. Can they handle the, I don't know, 40 chosen?
I mean, impacts are good there, right? Because the 40 chosen are high agility with great weapons.
Well, 3d3 impacts is 7. If you're slightly lucky, 7 dead warriors. So 3 dudes dead, and then you've got, what is it, like
And then you
20-ish
die.
attacks. So then you
die.
die. I
But
don't
you
think.
gotta put numerous things in that, right? So you can put the tiger.
Yeah, as I said, or
Up
just
to
get a
there.
flank charge, and then you
Yeah.
win. But
Mm. You know, the tribesman in a little square can go in the middle, and then the orc on the side. Or you can do all sorts of annoying things.
yeah, but
It's okay.
no, you
It's
can't
okay.
put Tribesman in the middle and the thing. You're gonna break off because the the
That's
chosen
I
are
don't
gonna
know.
take like 9 wounds.
That's
Well,
fair enough, but then the orc gets to stomp at the end as well, so it's probably gonna even it out.
stomping is a very risky thing to base your charge on.
No, but that's on top of the impacts and the attacks, right? So
Impacts and attacks are fine. You should put something that has 2 or 3 wounds in the front, not
ideally
9.
the tiger. You know, you put
Ideally,
it
the
in,
tiger, yeah.
and then your orc only gets 12 attacks back on it, which, to be fair, might still kill it.
Yeah, yeah. I think you still have to outplay it. So I might change. My top 3. I might drop Gareth, unfortunately, because I see a lot of warriors,
Mm.
and the Rocco Rocks are really nice against. They'll destroy Feldrax. They'll destroy Feldrak Elders as well.
The thing is, there's no. Who would you replace him with?
I think there's just enough demons and warriors here that just any of them. What can I say? What can I
So
say?
we
I
got
don't
two.
see. I don't see the Sylvanels doing well. I don't see the Infernal Dwarves doing well. Dwarves
Oh my
shouldn't do
God,
well.
can't win this. Yeah.
Shouldn't do well. But apart from that, we've got 5 warriors, probably 3 demons. So I can be safe to say that the demon and a warrior are gonna be top 1.
So Amit and Rory, I think, are our picks.
Uh,
Cool.
All right, let me just put
Give me
a
them.
second list, a third place list basically. Rory, yeah, Amit, yeah. I dislike Tom's list.
Dislike Tom. Done. Just, fuck you,
Let's see,
Tom.
Paul. No, Paul. Sorry, Paul. You've been cut. Jack. Hmm. Hmm.
This is the meme. The meme list should not be winning this, right?
It shouldn't, but there's a potential there. A miss list is right. I think the meme list might make it to top 3.
I would say Paul go bold, just because he's got 6 mirrored scales hoarders, and as long as he just doesn't let them get charged by everything at
Yeah.
the same time, they should just
It
win
could
most
be.
of the
It
combat.
could be anything, but not
Not
everything.
Yeah. You can take one charge of your choice, Paul.
For
But don't let
from
everything-
anything, but
anything,
not
yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah, alright.
actually do think that the what's it called, the Stonehorn can take care of them on the charge.
Which one? The one with the BS? He's got a champion.
Both
so
of
he
them.
can't.
Both of them. Both of them. Because on the charge you do like 7-ish wounds. That doesn't sound right. but I'd assume
It doesn't sound right. No,
five
not
or
at all.
six wounds, and then they lose by 5 or 6, and
And they crumble. And
they
then you got
crumble.
three
Yeah,
three hoarders against the Norok, and the three hoarders will eventually kill your
they
horse.
will, but there's more chance most of going into the hoarders than well, lemurs or imps are gonna go into that fight. No, you know as well as anyone that hoarders fight alone from the demon
Yeah,
side,
kind
and
of.
the dude doesn't have a vocation to buff up the whole combat there. So
Yeah, that's true. He's got smite and breath that can help. But
smite
yeah,
is not the same as reroll
but
to
that's not the
wound.
point. You're right. In terms of things that are charging, the Orc can go through them, but I think he'll still die. I think
He
before the
might not.
hoarders go.
He might not. I mean, only by himself he'll die, but they rarely charge, and then nothing happens for 3 rounds. That's not how it goes with holders and ONGs.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So
Well, we got so these
let's
guys
check the
have the
pairings.
pairings. Yeah,
Yeah,
so I've had the
let's check
pairings
the
up, so they're
pairings.
not live on the podcast, but
Can you
um,
bring me the group? Can
it's
you give me
group
a
A.
link to the pairings? Because I can only see my group.
I can see it. No, you can see it. I can see it on your screen. If you click upcoming tournaments, pretty much middle of your screen on the right.
Oh, I have
Go
to
right.
close
Go
the
right.
check. There we
No,
go.
no, you don't. If you go all the way to the right,
I'm there.
down, I can see your cursor. There we go. Group A.
I can't see what I'm.
It's
Oh,
like the
oh, there it is. There it is.
hard to
Sign
be
up.
on a delay.
Okay, okay. So, let's quickly discuss Thomas versus Raphael.
So this is
Let me just remind myself. Warriors,
is
inefficient
Warriors
warriors
against
versus.
inefficient warriors.
Ooh.
This is the 40 chosen versus the ground dragon.
Yeah, this seems like a warm up boxing match before the main event. So we've got inefficient warriors against chaos dudes with grey weapons. Chosen dudes with grey weapons.
I mean, I know who I think is gonna win this.
I think Rory has the upper hand here by
Not
a long
Rory.
shot.
It's Raph.
Oh,
Not Rory.
Raph, yeah, pardon.
Yeah.
Raph
I
has.
think Raph as well. Yeah, because the chosen will shred everything.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. What about warrior knights? Do they strike the same time when they charge?
I think the chosen have one agility higher, so
Yeah,
same
but
time.
same
Yeah,
time.
same time.
So it'll be
But it's
just
not
a
a good
massacre
Well, it's 10 wounds of warrior knights
against 20
against
wounds
20 wounds of chosen. They have
with
30
higher
attacking and
weapon
15.
skill, higher
Yeah,
defensive skill.
it's not good for the knights.
Yeah, I think this should be an easy win for Ruff.
I mean,
Easy
Raph has
big
no
win.
chaff. No, Tom has 2 units of chaff, which is a big deal.
Yeah,
but-
okay, so you put the flares in.
And
Chosen
you get-
warriors hit them and reform. What do you do?
It's the fact. I'm trying
Charge
to see
and
if
die.
there's any combo charge Tom can do.
Of course
They
there
can
is.
break
Of course there is. The best thing he can do is put the Feldrak ancestor, no, not even the dragon by the way, in the flank. This is his win condition there.
Or in the front with flares touching most of the unit. Alternatively.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure because how many? What's flares? By the way.
It's Pascal. It's 5 Pascal.
Oh, it's
nothings.
5. Okay, yeah,
You
that
just-
could
you
work.
just go
That could
front,
work.
front, yeah.
But that
You
takes
give away
care.
7
That takes care
of 1 unit.
of one unit. If you do the same thing into the other unit, then you would win the game. But the other 3 units that are left,
Yeah.
you don't have another Feldrak there. You should have to do the same
you
thing
don't.
somewhere, but you don't.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, the ground dragon doesn't like this.
I
at
mean, ground dragon in a flank might. Oh, he should break them if he has the breath.
all. Not like the same number of units. So all this flanking thing isn't really an option.
Look, this is the only way it's gonna happen, so we might as
You
well
know what-
explore it.
You know what's really good here, though?
Wha-
The
wha-
sorcerer with ranger's boots, who can be chaffed at fleas through your own unit.
What? Come again?
So you can use the sorcerer on foot, because Raph has no shooting whatsoever and no magic to snipe with.
So,
Um,
hooray
just-
that the sorcerer that
The
could.
sorcerer is ironically slightly useful.
How
slightly
is
more
it
useful than
useful? How is Destiny's Call useful on that sorcerer?
That's because you don't. Because Raph's gonna take the hereditary, so the Destiny Skull might actually prevent it from nuking. You
And
can run
how
out on your
is
own.
Ranger's Boots useful?
So you use him like a skink, right? You put him in front of units, flee through your own stuff, and he's there for chaff now.
I doubt this will happen.
I mean, I'm clutching a straw. This is a slap fight, right? So
No, it's not. Unfortunately, this looks like looks like two very heavyweight dudes that are terrible at boxing, but they're just gonna beat the shit out of each other. Like no tactics. His Raf is just gonna jam the chosen down his throat, and I think Tom will be like, what the
the
fuck?
mission,
Why?
the mission is hold ground as well. So conflict is unavoidable in this. So yeah, Raph's gonna win this. He's gonna
Raf
sit
is
on the
gonna
objective
win.
with 40 chosen and be like,
Yeah.
yo,
Yeah,
I am here.
unless Raf gives
What's up?
some really weird overruns here, he's easily winning
So
this fight.
Raph, if you lose this, it's your fault.
Yep.
Basically. Cool.
Then we've got Josh versus Paul.
Oh, this is sad for
Which
Josh.
Paul though? Oh,
The Paul, Demon Paul. Paul got
Demon
both. He
Paul,
got the
and
you got
Josh is playing
wood
Sylvanels.
someone
I
else.
mean,
So this
I
is
don't need to remind remind myself of the list, but
this is
let's
so
do it.
sad. It's so uneven. So the imps are gonna die immediately.
Yeah, from forest elves and garbage like that.
Just from being flown at by Castros and then
Flown
what?
at.
Literally flown at.
And
So his
and
Paul is
that's
gonna
the end of
park.
the game. That's the end of the game for
He
Josh.
literally, Paul just parks 6 orders in the middle and goes, "What up?" And that's game.
That is subjective right there. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah,
Does Paul have any range pressure? Oh, he's got
yeah, he got
thaumaturgy, so
and
he'll be he might
two hope harvesters, dude.
and two hope
They
harvesters,
shred them.
which one should be in the lemur, so nothing can win that
No,
fight.
they're the monstrous ones.
Oh, those are the monstrous ones. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
the
a downgrade actually. The
It
engine
is.
of
But it
damnation.
gives them a little bit extra range.
Hooray!
So
But you know what 10 lemurs and a hope harvester does, right? It's just
I also
unbreakable.
know, looking at the elf list, that nothing can kill a hope harvester on its own anyway.
Even outside of the lemurs.
Yeah, because they become resident 7, I think. 6. I think the res 7.
I think a couple of archer shots. No, I'm sorry, Josh. I can't fabricate. Can't
You're gonna
fabricate the win here for you.
Look, there is a win condition. The win condition is Josh has to hunt down the sentinel somehow. So Josh, your only way to win is to trap the sentinel with the flyer, suicide into the sentinel, kill it, and win on points. That is pretty
And
much.
probably don't touch the hoarders, man. It's a trap.
There is nothing. I think if you put in pretty much the entire Sylvanelf army, I think it's 50-50 that the hoarders will kill it.
No, you can put the dragon. Do the hoarders have a
Oh.
champion?
What's the dragon gonna do? He can't stomp him.
No, shut up, man. I still have PTSD from one charge that I made with my dragon, Dark Elf dragon with a character on top against Anton's what's it called, the Sentinel and 10 lemurs, and the
Yeah.
champion issued the challenge, and I didn't wound it, and I
That's-
did the math, and I'm like, huh, I was only slightly unlucky.
I've been playing demons for 2 events now. I've only lost 2 games, and I've lost them very narrowly on objective.
Yeah.
The leaders, you just charge monstrous things, and you're like, you know what? I might win this.
I've got
Really.
5 static. Can you do 5 wounds? Definitely not.
So yeah, that's that matchup. Third one is Rory and Gareth. So this is the most competent warrior list versus the ogres.
I mean, the ogres shouldn't have a chance here. In all honesty, the only way he loses is if both of the Stonehorns make the charge.
Well, that's the thing. 2 rock orcs are actually a big deal here. He doesn't
They
have
are.
some-
They are. But Rory has 4 units that needs to be charged by Rocco Rocks. He has the Feldrak's and the Feldrak Elders.
I actually think the 3 Tuskers could probably charge a Feldrak with a reasonable expectation.
I doubt it. This turn 5.
I know, but it's a mass amount of hits, right? So you end up with 6 impacts and six
Alright,
hits.
6 impacts is 2
So 12
wounds,
hits,
1
12
wound.
hits, 12 hits that do 4 wounds that do 2.5 wounds,
Right.
and then a bunch of attacks from the top for 3 wounds total. The Feldrak only does about 3 or 4 back.
Yeah, but it remains steadfast if he does 3 or 4
It
back.
does, it does, but then you kind of keep fighting, and
So,
you have
let me get this straight. 450 point Feldrax gets charged by 425 Tusk recovery,
yep.
and he heals, and they kill each other, and that's a win for the Ogres. How?
It's it's not terrible because it's a trade, right?
It is a trade if they do the charge. If the Feldrax, which are as fast as the Ogres, do the charge, it's a massacre.
Yeah.
So,
I
see
mean,
the difference here.
the Feldrak's, I don't think the Feldrak's reroll break tests, right? So if you're forcing a break check, even on a 8, it's good. It's
You
pretty good.
might not force a break test. That's the wounds are they kind of averaged out, and unfortunately, well, not unfortunately for this unit and for this fight.
No, they don't average out. The Feldrak only does less than 3 wounds to these guys. So he actually doesn't kill a model. So he's not even steadfast. He's
Yeah,
got 6 attacks.
if they go, yeah, we're talking averages here, but
So he can
know
go
how it
both.
plays
It's
out.
not terrible. I actually think the Ogres have a decent chance here.
I think not, cause the source. I mean, the battle shrine is gonna take grave calls. Evocation is kind of decent against leadership 9 or 8 ogres. So
Yeah, it's okay.
it's okay. It's not gonna be like the chosens against the other warriors, but I
The,
think Rory has a um,
okay.
big uphand here.
I think Gareth is. I actually think Gareth, despite me picking Rory as one of the top, I think in this particular matchup Gareth has the upper hand. He's got Thaumaturgy as well, which
Oh, traumaturgy, meh. So you want to bet on it?
yeah, sure. What do you want to bet?
I don't know. This is the first time I do a bet over the internet. Should be something embarrassing. How about you shave your head?
No, because that
No,
will take you way longer to grow back than you would take you. It's not really equivalent.
I can shave my
I don't
asshole. It's gonna take longer to grow that as well.
We'll think of something. We'll attach it later. But yeah,
Alright,
sure. There's a bet here.
there's a bet here. Rory,
Gareth, IQ.
yeah, you gotta win against these ogres.
Right. The fourth one is Alistair against Jack Austin.
Alright,
Um,
so ONGs against.
the Scouty Demons.
Ooh, I think the Scouty Demons win here. Oh, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
What? He can't make a tight. Okay, I guess he can't make a tight line. for
No,
the
no.
the
Something
demons.
will be outside. There'll be a lot of dead orcs turn
It
2.
is worth noting that this is hold the ground though. So
That's
if you
I mean that's fine. I don't see the ONGs going forward, because if they do go forward, they're gonna get combined charged by everything, and I don't think there's anything here that can survive. Apart from the 3 monsters, if he pushes them up front, can who was it playing against him?
I mean, I think Fiends are actually pretty good at shredding green idols because they have number of attacks.
Oh,
Fair enough.
I'm talking about the spider. But yeah, Fiends will be good against the spider as well. He's got adapted
Friends,
evocation for the combat
poison.
buffs. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think this is an easy win for Jack.
All right, meme list winning. Fair enough. I agree with that one.
It's still demons, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And as
Definitely.
I said right at the very start, I don't think these ONGs can take care of demons.
Also,
Eight
I don't.
trolls are 8 trolls. I mean, trolls are such shitty demons.
The thing is, if Jack can snipe out the warlord, the trolls are out of the game.
He doesn't have to. Trolls can fight fiends, I think.
Don't think the fiends get the bonus against monstrous infantry, or maybe they do against infantry. I forget what their bonus is against. to
I
be honest.
think they're good at killing monsters infantry things.
Yeah, they mess up ogres actually. Yeah, so they might beat up the trolls. Actually.
They will beat up the trolls. I don't even have to look at things. I know trolls and demons fight the same. Trolls have 1 up better armor, so 4 up regen against 5 up wall save, and everything else is in the demon's favor. Everything. Strength, toughness, weapon skill, agility, movement, leadership, everything else. So you trade up 1 up +1 special save for everything in the game, right?
And
So,
and armor, I suppose. Because these are cave trolls. I think they got 4 up armor as well.
ooh, 4 up armor.
But the Fiends are AP too, so. it doesn't really matter.
Troll strength 5, Fiends strength 4. I'm pretty sure that the Fiends have some plus wound bonus garbage
Yeah.
that makes
Yeah.
them effectively strength 4.
I mean,
Strength
we'll
5.
talk about it here. Jack should win this by, if nothing else, just by being twice as mobile and getting the charges he wants to get.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Alright, let's do the
Number
next one.
5 is Amit and Paul.
So
Uh,
Ahmed
Paul-
is
This is
one
the
of my
demon
clear favorites here against Paul,
for
who
this is the-
is Infernals.
Oh, dude, Paul.
This is difficult, isn't it?
You're gonna get boned.
What about the engines?
Boned.
What about
What
the
about
engines? I don't know,
about
can Ahmed? Oh yeah, he can go through them.
No, he's
Oh
got-
yeah,
he's
yeah,
got
that's
hereditary.
fine. I
soldier
remember the list now. Sorry, Paul. Better luck next round.
And then the last one is my favorite matchup actually. You got Peter Smith with the Pebble Dwarfs. And,
Versus Geo. Look at that.
Theo. So
What is
basically,
this? The bottom tier.
oh, Geo is gonna run into the dwarfs and bounce off. I think.
Well, if Geo plays smart, he should lose by objective only. I think.
No, I mean if Geo plays really smart, he should draw because he's gonna take the copters and lose nothing. But
He's gonna lose the objective. That's what I mean. 'Cause
yeah, that's what.
the
he'll get-
dwarves go sit there. He loses the objective, picks up 800 points, draw.
Yeah, pretty much.
Gives him a couple of chiefs, a couple of fucking garbage, scrap wagons, whatever, what have you, and
Yeah,
play
but
for the
it's-
10.
This game competitively should be a 10-10 with almost neither person being able to leverage it.
Exactly,
however,
like disregarding
nine-
dice shouldn't play a
I
part
am
here.
95% sure this game will be more
20
than
new.
more than 18 in one person's favor.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. If someone gets greedy, they're gonna. Do you know what? I don't think the dwarves can fail here. It's just
No, the dwarves can.
it depends if Geo gets. It depends on Geo if he gets 0 or 10 points. That's my verdict for
The
this.
dwarfs can absolutely get fucked here by the Nashers and Trolls.
The what?
So if you put suicide Nashers into any of the blocks,
The Nasher herd.
yeah, and then follow it. Like obviously, don't fight the block with the king in it.
Well, it's gonna be the first one, right?
Yeah, but you could go around.
You
You've got,
can
like,
go
a
around. That's fine.
You got a million things.
That's fine. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, my money's on the dwarfs because it's down to Geo Geo has the edge, but it's down to him not to make a mistake.
Well,
The
the
dwarf
edge.
doesn't do anything.
I see it in a different way. Geo, it's up to him to see how many points can he get with with a ceiling up to 10. I can't see him getting 13 points, honestly.
With this orc list, I am confident I get more than 10 points. Maybe not 13.
How?
Just by picking up the soft points and then fleeing the big.
What's the soft point? He doesn't have soft point. He's gonna. All right, you're gonna take the
dwarf-
steam
the dwarf-
copters. You're gonna
Yeah,
take
they
the
have
seekers.
1200 points. worth
You
of soft
shouldn't take the miners because he shouldn't give them to you. Basically, those 500 points.
points. Yeah.
Vengeance Seeker and the other Seeker are gonna make their points, so they're gonna make their points back. So you're up, let's see, 200, 600 points, and that's it, I think. You're up 600 points, but you're losing objective.
I don't think the Seekers with the character in them are gonna make 700 points back. In
No, I didn't say 700 points. I said just the Dragon Seeker is gonna make his...
Okay, so you're gonna kill this dragon? Yeah, fine.
Whatever,
But
it's like you
Alright.
kill him, he makes 400 points worth of damage. That sounds fair.
you also kill the 350 points of guys around him, right? So.
Yeah, I counted them. So you've got
Yeah.
the 3 steam copters and the seekers. That's 900 points.
I think with some maneuvering, you can either gangbang one of the warrior units, whichever one doesn't have the
Which one?
throwing.
Let's assume that I don't know. The clan warriors should have the kings because they are kind of the king and a runesmith and possibly the Thane. No, Thane should
Almost
be on its own.
certainly the other way around, to be honest, because of the banner, the way the banners are set up.
Okay,
But
whatever.
it doesn't matter which one you really charge. The point is you've got the suicide nashers, and then you can follow it up with either trolls or savage orcs, either one of which beat up the dwarves. As long
Savage
as
orcs beat greybeards with the Thane in
yeah,
them.
they really do. The Thane doesn't do anything here. He's not got
Rune of
any.
fire and rune of shielding, host on. Okay, so we hold there basically.
We hold for a while until the orcs kill us, which is basically
That doesn't
probably
sound right. Let's see. Geo has how many head bashes?
20, some 30,
28. 28.
30. So it's basically 30 head bashes. They will absolutely.
Yeah, but they're not gonna kill them in one go, will they?
No, they won't kill it in one go. But that's you have to
So
sacrifice one of the 150 points flying dudes to.
yeah, you have to sacrifice them to keep the fight going. Hmm, possibly. I'm not sure. The dwarves have hatred against them. They've got
Ooh,
all the defensive magic. I don't think that happens. I don't think that the orcs win this.
okay, fair enough. I'm not willing to bet on this because it's gonna just
Yeah, yeah, because
swing like crazy.
all right, and that's the end of the pairings. So round
Dude,
one, I think who did we set? Mitch should have a easy game. He should shoot up and kind of fulfill the prophecy of being in the top
yeah, I
two.
mean, this group is. I think Ahmed's gonna win this pretty hands downy. Um, compared to Group B, which is very tight. This has Ahmed kind of like a
Yeah,
step up.
Ahmed's list would have a hard time winning in Group B. In all honesty,
Um,
no,
it's not that
there's a
bad,
lot of high elves, a lot of divination there.
do you know what? They don't cope with it. It's too much too quickly.
No, no, that's not true.
It really is. You've got like a turn and a half, and there's
Yeah, but
what,
do you
five
mean
chariots.
high elves have a hard time against this list?
It's not hard, but it looks green, but it's actually a draw. That's what it is.
That's fine. I mean, a draw, as I said, you get two draws in these groups, and in Group B, you're not gonna get out of the group with two draws.
Maybe, but
Unless
it
you
has,
smash the other two, obviously.
it has
But yeah.
potential to be better than a draw. That's what I mean.
Sorry?
It has potential to be better than a draw for either side. That's what I'm getting at. And I think a lot of the high elves have lancers rather than spears. Actually, both of them have lancers. Anyway, this is hypothetical stuff that's not relevant. So Ahmed's gonna win Group A because A is for Ahmed.
Uh,
The runner-up spot is kind of open, but I think Rory is my guess.
yeah, me too. If he does smash the ogres, I mean, it will be a good start for the tournament for him.
This group has a lot of meme lists in it. There's a lot of people who've signed up for a laugh. At least like a good half of the group, I think.
Yeah, but
Haven't
even the meme lists are made really smashy.
Yeah.
And if you're playing aggressive list against the meme smashy list, you might have a couple of turns with bad combat dice and just lose, even against the 40 chosen. You might be okay. Let's put the Feldrak Elder in the flank. That should get me the win easily. He goes in the flank, hits twice. That sucks. Wounds once. That sucks. Thunderstorms one. Okay, now the Feldrak Elder is dead. That's it.
All right. Well, this one was longer than the first one, so I think we should call it at an hour and a half.
Yeah, we're gonna call it here, guys.
But we got our predictions, and I think when we get to the knockout stage in a month, if you want, you and I can do a review of how our predictions have gone. Have a listen, guys, to the Thundercocks podcast and Hammer Time for Group C and D. And maybe, actually, do you know what? Maybe when the knockout stage happens, maybe we can get all of us together into one big stream and
Yeah,
chat about.
that will be quite nice. Yeah, we can have a good old discussion about who went through the stages. We can do the live draw and
Yeah,
things
I mean
like
the
that.
draw is predetermined, but we can do some predictions all five of us.
Oh yeah, so there'll be always predetermined. Is it Group A with Group C, or how does it go?
I forget. The
Okay,
idea
it's
is
fine.
that the idea is that if two people come out of the same group, they will not meet unless it's the final.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know what
Okay,
I mean.
yeah. All right. Okay. Thanks for joining us, guys, and don't forget to subscribe and like the stream. Your positive feedback from the last one is what made us do this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care.